All right, guys, welcome to the Man Who Died channel. I want to touch upon this topic for a second. I think it's important. Just another facet of what they're doing right in front of our face, but we don't seem to want to see it. So I'm going to highlight this in this little talk. Okay, a hungry wolf is twice as vigilant, or a hungry wolf is twice as sharp. Now, if you look at society the way it's set out in a way, they can go to one extreme or to the other, of course, but they're set out in a way that they want us to eat all nonsense, and they want the window of eating food 24 hours a day. Now, they want this for a reason, because when you have no time on your food, when you have no open window for your food, that you restrict the amount of hours and restrict the kind of foods that you eat and all that kind of stuff. When you do that, your system will operate better. There's loads of ways that your system can operate better, okay? One of them is, as a man, of course, is retaining your life force, which is your semen. That makes you operate better, quicker, more to the point, more succinct, okay? The second one is that you don't eat all these stupid foods. These foods that are designed, God knows what's in them for a start as well, okay? I don't want to play kind of like, Mr. Scientist here and all the rest of it, but I do know what's happening. So I don't really even have to go into it, because I know that they're gonna do every facet of everything to try and turn everything back to the front. As Vernon Howard says, if you want to know what to do, look at society and do the exact opposite. Okay? So chocolate bars. Children eat chocolate bars. What are men eating chocolate bars for? What the fuck are you doing putting that shit into your fucking body? You know what I mean? Donuts. Like, oh, look, I'm going to die if I don't keep eating. Oh, donuts, yeah, lovely. Chocolate bars, yeah. Oh, Coke, yeah. Oh, Monster drinks. Quick, I'm going to die in 10 minutes if I don't get food into my system. This is what they're doing. So you're not restricting or disciplining yourself when it comes to food at all. You have access to food 24/7, right? I don't need to restrict that. I'm free. I don't have to restrict any of that. Because I'm free, I can do what I want. I can just eat whenever I want. I can get up in the middle of the night, 2 or 3 in the morning, and just stuff my face with loads of Kit Kats or whatever it may be, right? Or chug down a big glass of Pepsi or Coke in the middle of the night, because I've got no restrictions, because I'm free. Like I said, the hungry wolf is twice as sharp, twice as vigilant. Okay? Because he's genuinely hungry. We're not hungry in the society that we live in, especially Western civilization, but they will flip the corner on us as well and restrict food at some point. They love their games, right? They love their games, okay? And a lot of that is just fear nonsense anyway. If you get too hungry, you're just going to go out and do whatever you got to do to get food, right? It's not going to be that hard, okay? Unless you're in a wheelchair or something, okay? Anyway, having the access to food 24/7 is an idiotic idea made by the elites, by these people, these parasites that do their best to make sure that we operate on a very low level of confusion and nonsense all the time. Okay, so we have access to nonsense all the time, okay, to confuse us so we don't look at big issues like income tax. But they'll drown everything out with like, well, are women getting equal pay? We don't give a fuck about that. Why are you taking our labor every day when you're not joining us in the labor? You see what they're doing with all that sort of stuff? Because there's so many people, we outweigh them so much, it's unbelievable, all right? If people knew what I knew about who was even in control en masse, there would be a fucking revolution tomorrow. But people are not going to back up anyone because they're focused on the Mars bar, all right? And whether we're getting enough food and toxins into our body. So having the access to food, right, 24/7 is idiotic, and it's another weapon of the controllers where they just kind of like, have you ever seen these garages you go into to pay for your fuel, right? The overpriced fuel, which they're doing on purpose to promote climate change, so they can take all the land off everyone and have us in little smart cities. Have you ever noticed, right, that when you go in to pay for your overpriced fuel, that you have to go through a rat maze to get to the counter because they want people to be, oh, I need a Mars bar or a Topic or, a Whisper or whatever the fuck. What kind of man is eating a fucking chocolate bar, dude? Little boys eat chocolate bars. Even then, it's not a good idea, right? We don't eat to assuage our hunger. We just eat because we're told that, oh, well, my survival depends on me eating 24/7. Set a fucking window for yourself where you restrict food for a certain amount of the 24 hours. I restrict it in a way of kind of like, I have a 3-hour window, okay? 12 till 3 p.m. That's my window to eat food. And I don't break it. I have that, 12 o'clock. And then you'll notice is 12 o'clock till 3 o'clock. And then you'll kind of notice as well that you have a better relationship with food. Your body can, instead of digesting food all the time, it can focus on other things in a better way. Okay? So it's not working to digest food and nonsense food all the time. All right, so when you restrict yourself to a 3-hour window, to say, for instance, it's good, and you have a better relationship with food. You take your time cooking it. You think about it in a better way because you're hungry, and it's kind of like, well, even right now, I'm cooking my food right now. I'm getting it ready and preparing it. You know, it's 10:40 in the morning, so I've got an hour and 20 minutes till that window opens for me. Okay, so sometimes I'll use the whole 3 hours. Sometimes I'll use an hour of it or 2 hours of it. You know, and I try and space out then that I have food, and then at the end I'll have a bit of fruit or something like that. You know, and real food is meat, vegetables, and fruit. That's it, pretty much, right? So when you restrict yourself like that, it's way better for your system. It's way better. And you can see things way clearer as well when you do that, because having access to food all the time, sitting on the couch like a big fat couch potato, you know, having no restrictions, you're not working out, you're dulled. It dulls you. Having food constantly all the time and having no restriction, it dulls you. On top of whatever nonsense that they're putting in the food for us. That you're there and it's kind of like, oh, I'm just going to have another 5 cream eggs because I'm free. You should be restricting your food. Or not that you should be. Do whatever you want. I'll do it. Like, people can do whatever they want. But in the end of the day, it's not a good idea. It's a bad idea that the controllers put out. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You know, keep chugging down them beers. Keep chugging down all them chocolates. Keep chugging down all them cigarettes. Keep chugging down all the things that you don't need. All the refined sugars, all of it. Keep chugging it all down because you're free, right? Your body doesn't operate right. You can't breathe right. You can't do any of them things right. But we're free, right? Eat to assuage your hunger. Set a window for yourself. I yield.